Okay, so what is business environment? Okay, so the objectives of this topic, okay, is define the business environment. Okay, identify the business environment elements. The third one is understand the environment management, and the fourth one is know the social responsibility and identify the business challenges of in environment. Okay. So, what is the definition? Business environment is individual, okay? Include the individual, for example, the manager, okay, the shareholders, and organizations, okay, that exist outside the business, and also financial institution institution is also the business environment, and that have the influence direct, okay, a direct and indirect to the business, okay. So that we call this as business environment. So what is the business environment elements? Okay, we have the suppliers, financial institution, customer, competitors. Okay, that element is business environment. Okay, the first one is supplier, supply the materials, the product, machine, service, and information used to produce its products and services. Okay, if you want to open the business store handphone, okay, you need to supply the material, you need to supply the handphones, okay, from the supplier. Okay? For example, the supplier from the China or from the US. Okay, and then the second one is the financial institutions. Okay, who is the financial institution? For example, is bank. Okay, they give you the resources of capital available for the firm. Okay, and then the third one is customer. Who is customer? Of course, the targets for the firm to market its products and services. Okay, customer, potential customer. Okay, the person that will buy you the goods. Okay, from you the goods or products. And then the fourth one is the competitors, all of the entities that compete with the firm in marketplace. Okay, for example, if there any company or any shop that open the business to sell the telephone also, okay, same product with you, okay, we call it as a competitor. Okay, that is the business environment and elements number four. Then number five is stockholders. Stockholders or the owners is the same person who are invest money in the firm and represent the high level of management. So the person that have authority towards the business, okay, the person have a power to do the decision making of the business. Okay, we call it as stockholder or owner. Okay, some a person that uh, but invest their money to the business, call it as owners or stakeholders. Okay, then it's a labor union. Okay, labor union is the workers. Okay, workers of the business. Okay, workers of the company or organization, skilled and unskilled workers. Okay, then the community is the people around you. Okay, it's the people around the company or organization in the area where the firm performs its operation. Okay, for example, if you open the business shop in Seremban, so the community around Taman in Seremban is the community of your business environment. Okay, the people that live in the area, okay, that you open up the business, okay, that we call this it as community. Okay, and then also the government is also the business environment. Okay, which the government is the federal, whether federal, states, and local level government. that provides not only constraint in the form of law, okay, law, regulation, and taxes, taking but also provide assistance in the form of justice, information, and funds. Okay, if you need, okay, to open up the shop, you should have the license. Okay, the license that you need to fill it in the form, okay, in Majlis Bandaran Seremban. Okay, that is the compulsory things that you need to do before you open up the shop. Okay, and then after that, okay, the profit from that you get from the business, okay, should be taxes. Okay, should be tax. Okay, so you give the money to the government. That we call it as a tax. Okay, taxes. Cukai. So every businessman, okay, every business owner should give taxes to the government. So let's look at the environmental management. How you want to manage the environmental? Okay, how you want to manage the stakeholders, the customer government. Okay, how to manage the environmental elements. Okay, that element before we mentioned before. Okay, by executing strategies. Okay, that alter uncertainty environment to a certain extent. Okay, so we need to have a strategy in order for you to manage the environmental elements. Okay, there are three strategies. Okay, the first one, independent strategy, carry out its own resources to make better its environment. Second one is cooperative strategy, involve working with other environmental elements for the same purpose. And then third strategy is strategic maneuvering, try to alter its environment. Okay, this is three types of strategy that you need to manage the environmental element. Okay, so if you look at the independent strategy, okay, the specific strategy in for the basic is competitive aggression. Okay, legal action and also political action. For example, product differentiation. Differentiation. Okay, if you want to compare with your competitor, okay, you need to have some product differentiation so that you will uh, increase the sales. Okay, aggressive pricing and advertising. Okay, so you should introduce the price that is affordable to others. Okay, you need to have advertising. Okay, to market your product. Okay, suits brought against competitors and lobby. Okay, that is one of the example of basic strategy in order for you to manage, okay, the environmental element of competitors, for example. Okay, so next let's look at the cooperative strategy. Okay, so you need to have some person, okay, cooperation with others. Okay, cooptation, coalition. Okay, coalition is also cooperation. Consumer, for example, is industry association and consumer representatives. Okay, and then strategic maneuvering. Okay, the specific strategy for strategic maneuvering is domain selection, diversification, merge and acquisition. Okay, for example, is entry the specific market, what product mix, merge with competitors. Okay, so using the strategy maneuvering, for example, you want to combine your company, okay, telephone company with others, okay, so merge with the competitors. So it all will give you the win-win situation. Okay, so this is the environmental management strategy. Okay, let's look at social responsibility. What is the social responsibility? Social responsibility is the awareness, okay, that the business activities have an impact on its environment. So it should try to balance its commitments in its environment. Okay. For example, okay, if you open up a manufacturing company, okay, using the some chemicals, okay, that is very dangerous to the environment, to the people, okay. So you need to have the responsibility, okay. You must uh, manage the waste, okay, properly, okay, without uh, jangan buang waste your waste tu, chemical waste tu dalam sungai, okay. So dekat berdekatan dengan tempat kediaman orang, okay. Kena ada social responsibility. That is mean by that. Alright. So kena berhati-hati. Kena ada social responsibility. Okay. Responsibility to consumer. Okay. As I mentioned before, the right to safety. Okay. The consumer. Okay. For example, if you open up the business of foods. Okay. You need to confirm that your ingredients inside the food is safe for uh, safe for to be consumed by the human, for example. The right to be informed, okay? The right to choose, the right to be heard, okay? That is the responsibility to consumer, okay? If, if the consumer, if there is some ingredients, okay, not halal, okay, you should inform in the label, okay, in your product, okay, for example like that. Responsibility to employees, okay, the right to safety, okay. So your employees that work in your manufacturer, in your factory is safe, okay. The right to equality in the workplace, okay. The right to improve its capability, okay. Responsibility to investor. The social responsibility is more to the stakeholder, okay. Okay. Who is the stakeholders? Stakeholders is your environment elements. Okay. This is the simple the simple terms. Okay. That's referring, okay, to the elements of environment, including the investor, the environment, the stakeholder, the supplier, okay, the consumer, the employee, all of the people around the business that have directly or indirectly interest to your company. That we call is a stakeholders. So you have the social responsibility. Okay, the company should look at the social responsibility of the company to the stakeholders as a whole. Okay, the responsibility to investor. Okay, the person that give you money to open the business. Okay, that investor is having the right to be proper management of funds. Okay, they need to know. Okay, they need to know whether you okay, manage the funds that given by them, okay, in proper manner or not. Okay, the right to access the information. Okay, the investor has the right to know whether your company is having the profit or losses. Okay, that is the right need by the investor. Okay, how about the responsibility to the environment, such as, okay, as I mentioned before, preventing to water and air pollution. Okay, your company have using the danger chemical, so you should prevent, okay, towards water and air pollution by your chemical. Okay, and then save to the land and forest, okay, and natural and other natural resources. Okay, social responsibilities such as community support and also social audit. Okay, so that is the social responsibility to the stakeholders, okay, in business environment. So what is the business challenges? Okay, of course the challenges in the economy environment. Okay, nowadays, okay, we having an inflation. It means that every product and services, okay, it's very, the price is increasing. Okay, because of the pandemic, 2 years before, okay, the economic is go down. So nowadays, all the business, okay, all types of business, okay, in order to bear with the losses before this, okay, they need to increase, okay, the price of the product or services, okay, in order to maintain and sustain in their business. Okay, so that is one of the challenges of economy. Okay, other than that is competitive environment challenges. Okay, compare competitive. It means that our business is uh, offering the same product as other business. Okay, that is a competitive environment. Okay, challenges in the social and culture environment. Okay, nowadays, okay, everyone need to have the service or product in fast time. Okay, the people nowadays don't have time to buy some food, for example. So it's a challenge to the food and beverage industry in order to offer, okay, the product that is very fast. For example, that McDonald's, okay, having the drive-through. So it's easy for the people to have no time to buy the foods. Okay, and then challenges in the political legal environment. Okay, so because of the politic environment nowadays, okay, maybe it's very difficult. It's a challenge to the business to grow. Alright, and then the challenges in the technological environment. Okay, for example, nowadays because of gig industry, okay, gig industry such as the food panda, food, okay, grab transport, okay, okay, it gives challenges to the taxi transportation, for example, okay, taxi transportation. So because the price of taxi is higher than the gig industry, so it will give the challenges to the taxi driver. Okay, nowadays. Okay, that is the challenges in the business. Okay, what is the challenges in the economic environment? Okay, in the macroeconomics and microeconomics, okay, the forces of supply and demand, the business cycle, okay, state budget and international trade, okay, economic environment, not even though in the macro and microeconomics, okay, because of the inflation of the economics in the country, but also the forces of supply and demand. If you notice before this, the price of chicken is very high, right? So because of that, because of what? The price is higher, increase because of the supplier is lower, the demand is higher. Okay, that is the process of supply and demand. Uh, if you remember, uh, you learn about principle of economics before this. Okay, so because of nowadays the demand for the chicken is lower, so the price is getting down. All right. So then the business cycle, of course, okay, in order for the business to maintain and sustain in their business. Okay, business cycle is when you start the business. Okay, it's very uh, crucial time also. Okay, and because of the PKP and MCO before this, okay, your business is going down. Okay, so that is the business cycle. Okay, state budget and international trade. Okay, that is the example of the challenges in the economic environment. Okay, so what about the challenges in the competitive environment? Types of market structure, global competition, dealing with competitors. Okay, I've already mentioned before this. Challenges in the social and cultural environment, changing the population, cultural values. Okay, I've For example, if business company from US, okay, they need to follow the cultural values in Malaysia. Okay, most of the population in Malaysia is a Muslim people, so Muslim people not consume non-halal product, for example, pig and also alcohol. Okay, so then that company should suit the product with the population and cultural values in Malaysia, for example. And then what else? The challenges, the government role, business and politic law enforcement. Okay, technology, applying technology, technology transfer, and development of the technology itself. It gives challenges to the business. Okay, nowadays, okay, because of before this the MCO, so all the business should digitalize their product. Okay, should open online business. Okay, so that is one of the technology development. Okay, okay, so summary. So you already know what is the definition of the business environment. Identify the business environment elements and environment management, and then social responsibility and social challenges of the environment. Okay, so is there any question that you need to ask before we look at the video about the business environment? Is there any question first? No question, eh? Okay, tengok dekat video pula. Okay, tentang business environment.